And I think you can all hear me, so let's get started. So these are our two cards for our Stamp-A-Stack today. One of them you can use for Valentine, and the other one for Valentine or any occasion, because as you can see, I stamped over here a little note. I didn't put love you, happy Valentine's Day or anything. You know, I always like to make these cards generic so that you can use them for anything. And then the other one is just a generic card also. So let's start with this one. And this one I basically cased, and case means copied. Case means create and share everything. And that's Stampin' Up's motto, you create and share everything. And Linda Heller did this card, and I love the layout. I love the colors. And why mess with perfection? Just go over and case it. So that's what I did. So all of you should have everything for this card. Let me pull out my kit over here so that we can get started. And I know a few of you had contacted me, the few of you that bought there was quite a few of you actually that purchased the kits that said you would not be able to watch today because you're busy. But that's the good thing about this. You can always watch it on replay. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Thank you. As you can see, I copied one of Linda's cards because it was just so beautiful. And then I have my other card. Claudette, good morning. So let's get started in putting this together. Now the paper that I'm using here is from, bear with me. Oh gosh, I think, yes it is. Hold on, it's one of our free papers from Sale-A-Bration. And hold on, because I'm trying to get all that stuff together. I should have had it all together, but hey. This one is on page, is it a Sale-A-Bration? Yes, it is. Okay, it's on page 10 from your Sale-A-Bration catalog, and it is one of the free designer series papers that you get. These are 12 by 12 sheets, and it's called Flower and Field Designer Series paper, and this is the one that we're using here. It's beautiful. All you have to do is put in an order of a minimum of $50, and you can get these beautiful designer series papers. So get started, put in your order, and you'll get all of this beautiful stuff that you can make. Let me see if I can pull it out. Hold on. I want to, yeah, here it is. So these colors match. I've told you before that whenever you purchase designer series paper, look in the back. On the back, it'll tell you what cardstock it matches. And this one is Bumblebee, Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Shaded Spruce, Saffron, and Whisper White, or right now is Bright White, our new white. And it has many colorful, I love it. It seems a little busy, but you can make it works. And I was hesitant in the beginning with this designer series paper, but then I found that it's beautiful and it works. So it's free. That's the best part of it. Okay, so this one I started, let me see. Okay, so for this part over here, I used the curvy dies, and I used this one. What I did was I ran it probably an 1.5 or 2 inches above. You know, I took a piece of the cardstock, this is Cherry Cobbler here, and about 2 inches above, and ran it through, and we get this. So that's the easy part. Then I'm going to come over here and we're going to adhere. We're going to adhere directly to the cardstock. Let me just get a bone folder so that I can make it flat and work with it better. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this piece of designer series paper. This is the side that we're using. This is the other side over here. So we're going to adhere this to, let me see if I think this might be empty, my liquid glue. I have another liquid glue here. Hold on, let me see if this one is working. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So we're going to, you can use whatever glue that you have. You don't have to use the liquid glue. I like using the liquid glue because it just gives me a few seconds to move it around before I commit to where I want it to go. So here we go. You put this one down first, and then what we're going to do is you have a piece like this this is Petal Pink if I'm not mistaken. It's either Petal Pink or Blushing Bright. I'll give you the name in a second. Okay, so you're going to take this piece, which is about an inch and a half or an inch and a quarter, and you're going to put that curve right over it. And you're going to take a pen or a pencil, whatever you have available. And I don't have any of those available, a pen or a pencil. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so you're going to take a pen or a pencil and you're going to trace it along the curve. Don't worry, you're not going to see this, just trace it across. Like that. Then you're going to take your paper snips and you're going to cut along that curve. So you're going to have to do this. I did not do this for you ahead of time because every single piece of the Cherry Cobbler Designer Series paper that was run through the die, through the curvy die, is a little bit different, so I couldn't do it ahead of time for you. So this is something, and actually this is a technique that you learn. Okay, so this piece you can chuck it. We're not going to use that. Now this piece is going to go under here so that we can get this part over here that shows through. So all you have to do is put a little bit of glue. Whoops. My glue's popping out. So all you have to do is put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom part. You don't need to put it on the top. Let me use my silicone pad, which I rarely use and shit all the time. Okay. Oh, and try to get, I put a little bit too much here. And I had a feeling that was going to happen because I had a big glop of glue there, but no problems. Oh, thank you, Debbie. She says my nails look great. That's to my great nail friend and nail technician, Gigi. I've been going to her for years and years, and I will never change. I follow her. Well, we're friends now, but I follow her wherever she goes, and now she's doing this from her home. So, okay. So we're going to add liquid glue to that area there. And I should have trimmed, if you have a little extra piece like this one here, boom, just trim it off. And we're going to adhere this down here. So just make sure it's in the middle, center it, and oh no, hold on, I'm getting it. There we go. I should have measured this before putting it on. I didn't realize that my background paper was a little bit wider, but that's okay. It'll still work. No one will really notice. I notice because I just notice all my imperfections. Anyway, so just this right here, look how beautiful. Isn't this awesome? So just look right, just this here is beautiful. So what we're going to do now is add. And we have our heart punch. I ran this through the textured embossing folder, and I'm going to post later on my blog all the instructions, and then I'll link this so that you can see all the products that I use for this. And this one is not hammered metal, it's texture, bear with me. Tasteful textile. I always call it texture, but it's tasteful textile. That's the embossing folder that I use for this, because at first I put it on plain, and then I noticed that it was just too plain. So I wanted something a little bit more, and I just, to give it some more texture, so I use a Designer Series paper. And this heart of mine is square here. I should have more black hearts. Black hearts. That sounds so funny. You have a black heart. No, no one has a black heart. Okay. See, that's why I always do extra, just in case of something. You see, I have my kit over here, and I have a bunch of these, just in case. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just add a little adhesive here, because you want to offset the black heart with the petal pink heart. And you just offset it a little, or as much as you want. So we have that one. Then we have this, it's from the foils in the mini catalog, and I'll show you where that is. If you ever want to find something in the mini catalogs, look in the back. It has the catalog at a glance, and it'll let you know where everything is. So these are the foil sheets here, and it's Love You Always foil sheets. They are on page 11, and I'll show you that quickly here. Oh, these are all my marks. Ignore them. So it's this one over here, Love You Always foil sheet. You get 2 of each color for so for a total of six foil sheets for $10. So I'm using the colors here for the foil sheets are Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose, and Sahara Sand. So we're using the Sahara Sand one there. And that's our next one. And then we're supposed to have a little heart, and this heart is the Rococo Rose. So I'm using a little bit of everything. Okay, so let's add dimensionals to the heart. And, ooh, I smell bacon. My husband is downstairs, and he's probably making breakfast for himself. And I can smell the bacon. It smells delicious. Hopefully he's saving some for me. Hold on, I lost my trash bin. There you go. Okay, so we're going to adhere this with Designer Series paper. And you might want to move it over. You want to show some of that, some of the design from the curvy die. There you go. Okay, then I'm going to add more dimensionals, but I don't want to add it on this side because it'll bring it up. You know, if I add dimensionals on this side also, it'll bring it up and it'll bump up like that. So you're only going to add on the right side. So when you're doing this, the way I remember how to do this and not put it on the wrong side, just flip it over, and I know it goes on that side. So 1 and 2. And I learned this from, who was it? Lisa Curio or something like that. I can't remember. She's a $1 million achiever. And she takes off her dimensionals with, this is our old pick tool, but you can use our new or our current pick tool, and it has this side also, and you can use this. So you know what? This is what I'm going to use. I just have this one with me on here, you know, close, because it's smaller than this when I'm not using everything that I need. Oops. Okay. And then our next one is the little heart, the Cocoa Rose heart. So I am going to use one of the mini dimensionals, and just put that here in the middle. And there we go. Because remember, I said I don't want to cover up the design from the die. Let me just get my tweezers here. There we go. So we have that heart. Then you should have 3 of these little punches. I'm not sure, and I apologize if it's not, but I'm not sure if it's current. But this punch worked perfectly with this, so that's the one that I used. That's what I had handy. Lots of times I don't get rid of my punches because they're so versatile and I want to keep using them. And actually this punch also might not be too current, and again I apologize for that. You can use just 2 of these. I just wanted a smaller one. So hold on. So get dimensionals on these, and you can use the mini dimensionals or just cut up your regular dimensionals and get that on there. The awesome part would be if you have the black dimensionals, and I should have used my, you know what, I'm going to use my black dimensionals. So let's see if I can get this off. Yay, because I didn't press. That's another thing. Don't press down your dimensionals until you're sure that that's what you're going to use. So you know what? I'm going to use my black dimensionals, and I'm just going to cut them up here. And the reason I'm using my black dimensionals is because if you look at it on the side, you won't be able to see any of the white stuff. So whenever you're using any dark cardstock, like basic black or Night of Navy, or what's the one is Bliss, Blueberry Bliss, or whatever, use the black dimensionals. They're easier. I mean, not that they're easier, it's just they work just as well, but that they don't show on the side. Okay, so now we're gonna put these just above the design, because like I said, we don't want to cover up that beautiful design. So you have 3 of them, and like I said, if you have black dimensionals, use your black dimensionals. It'll look so much better. Then you should also have 3 little rhinestones. Oops. And we're going to add those rhinestones to the middle of these little flowers. And you see how fast this comes together? So you have the Stamp-A-Stack kit, so you're going to make 5 of these, and that's awesome. Then we have, I gave you all this little strip over here, and let me clean up. Like to clean up on the way, because then I haven't missed. And I hope you guys didn't misplace this. I have a little strip of the Sahara Sand foil sheet. So this is a little strip, and here's where you're going to put your message. So my message in this case was just a note. And oh, here it is. Was a little note. If you have Valentine's, you could put Happy Valentine's Day. You can put Happy Birthday. You can put I love you, whatever you want, whatever message you want to put here. So you have 5 of them, so you can do 5 different messages. And that's why I wanted to make a card, but not really Valentine's, because I know lots of people don't send Valentine's cards, or if you don't have a partner and you don't have anyone to give this to, not that it's, you know, hey, give it to a friend, but I did not want to commit to Valentine's. So I'm gonna, whoops, I need a little bit of ink. That's the good thing about photopolymer. You can tell when you don't have enough ink on the stamp. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this pretty close to the flagged area there. And hopefully I got it straight and in the middle because I don't have my head over it. Yay! That worked. Now take this little strip. And this one I do suggest using liquid glue because it's just a little tiny thing. And use very little liquid glue, barely touching any of it. Hold on. And just put a drop in the middle, a little tiny line. Okay, nothing's coming out here, so that's why. And I know I don't want to get a big glop here. Okay. So a little tiny line, and if you want, you can do like I'm doing and just smear it off because you don't want it to come out. This is how I smear it off. I rub it off. Ah! See, and that's why it's good to use this. And I'm going to keep using the silicone pad. Okay, and what I'm going to do is get it around here pretty close. So it's larger than your strip here, and that's fine. Make sure it's glued on very well, and make sure it's glued on straight and not crooked like mine. There you go. Straightened it out. Then take your paper snips, cut off the edge there, cut off the edge, and then cut it off right here. Or you know what, I'm going to give it a little, not quite at the edge there, just a little bit more. Just it's just different ways of doing things. So, hold on. I'm going to use some more liquid glue here, and it bubbled up. There you go. And there we go. And right about here. And what I did was on this one, I gave it a little bit more, you know, I left a little bit of the petal pink there so that you can see that. And there we go. So we have that. And if you have more rhinestones and you want to put a few around here, that's fine. Let's see how that would look. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more and better and good. Let's see. How about one here? One around here. Just, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, I like it. Get that out of the way. Everything sticks to me. Yeah, I like it. Now for the inside. For the inside, you have about 3/4 of an inch of the designer series paper. You're going to adhere that to the bottom of the card. And I know some people like to put it on the edge or whatever, so you can cut it down and just use it over here on the side or on this side, whatever you want to do. It's your card. You make it your way, okay? And like I did in the front, I left a little bit of the petal pink showing. I'm going to do that here too. And I have a little bit left over. Trim that off. And now just use, I'm going to use my seal, my stamping seal for this. I don't need to use, there we go. Whoops, make sure you're putting it on the right side. Because many a times that happens. I like to center it at the bottom so that my left, right, and bottom are centered. And when you do that, if I've cut it right, the top is centered also. So here we have this card. So you have 5. You have a kit to make 5 of these. So make them, change it up a little if you want, in any way that you want. Don't add these, do add them, add additional rhinestones, whatever you want to do. Thank you, Debbie. Blackberry Bliss was the other color I was talking about, with the dark, to use the black dimensionals. So there, anything, Blackberry Bliss, Early Espresso, anything dark, it's always good to use the black dimensionals. And I'll show you the difference, because I don't think I use the black ones for the sample that I made. No, I did not. So I don't know if you could see this in the camera. See, I see a delay here. But if you go like this, you can see the dimensionals here. And yeah, I think you can. There you go. Not making it worse. I made it worse. But anyway, you can see the white dimensionals. And with this, you don't see any dimensionals at all. They blend in. So that's why you use the black dimensionals, so that it'll blend in and it won't stick out. You can't really tell these are small, so that's why it doesn't show. But when you have big pieces like the heart, let me see. It doesn't show here because I've only got a few. But when you have big pieces, it does show. So anyway, this is the heart card. And thank you to Linda Heller from, check out her YouTube channel. It's called Stamping School with Linda Heller, if I'm not mistaken. And she makes awesome cards. She's my mentor, my guru. I love her. And she made this, and I said, why mess with perfection? I changed it a little, just a tiny little from what she did. And there you go. I love it. So we'll put this to the side, one down, one design to go. Now this is, whoops, this is our Berry Best card. And I'm using Pacific Point with this one. And I think, is it me or is it on a little crooked? Yeah, it is on a little crooked. So when I make my sample, it won't be crooked. But this one I'm using, again, paper. Hold on, is it the paper that I'm using from here? Or what am I using from here? I know I'm using something from Sale-A-Bration. So it's not the paper, it is the stamp set. Okay, and the paper is, oh, you get both of them. Yep. Everything is here. Okay, for $100, if you purchase $100, you have the choice of getting two $50. This is on page 14, by the way. You have the choice of getting two $50. It'll say here free for $50 purchase or free for a $100 purchase. So if you put in an order for $100, you could get two $50 purchase products or one $100 purchase products. And this one you get two things. You get the stamp set, which is awesome, and the designer series paper. And the designer series paper is 12 by 12, and it is called Very Delightful. And you get lots of cute Well, you see them here. I don't want to take everything out and bore you. Oh, look at that one. How pretty. And like always, in the back, it tells you what cardstock you can use with it. And this one is Balmy Blue, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Poppy Parade, Rich Razzleberry, Shaded Spruce, and Bright White. It'll say Whisper White, but it's Bright White. So these are the colors that you can use with this Designer Series paper and this stamp set. And the stamp set is awesome. You have, how many stamps do you get there? 13 stamps. And I'm using a few of them. So you get 13 stamps, and these are what we call double stamps because you stamp the outline and then you can stamp the inside. And I stamped off on a few of these, so I'll show you how to do this when you get this. So don't forget, this is for a $100 purchase. You get both of them. Okay, so let's start putting this together. So then I use Pacific Point for my base. I use Granny Apple Green here for the circle, and Shaded Spruce. Is this Shaded Spruce? Yes, I think this is Shaded Spruce for this piece over here, and Night of Navy. So I use a little bit of everything there. So let me get that kit. Let's see if this has everything in here. Yes. So your kit should look like this. And you have that piece there. Whoops, sorry about that. You have this smaller piece of Whisper White. That's where we're going to start building this over here. You have your Designer Series paper. This is the side that I'm using because I'm stamping this. But if you like this side better, go for it. And you have 5 of them, so you could change it to whatever you want. You could do a few of them like this and a few like that. I wonder how it'll look like that. Should we try it? Huh. Let me see. I'm not too convinced yet, but let me see. And then the blueberries here. See, I like the blueberries, but you know what? I'm going to try this. And then you decide what you want to use. Why not? So I'm going to use I just love these blueberries. So I'm going to use liquid glue for this. And again, whenever you're using adhesives, especially liquid glue, use your silicone pad, because when you don't, that's where it sticks to something else. Ask me how I know. So you center it on the top. Then take your piece here of cardstock and you're going to center this on the bottom. You don't need a lot when you're using liquid glue because it's very, very sticky and very permanent after it dries. Try getting that off after it dries. It's not easy. Again, ask me how I know. And now we're going to use our strip of Night of Navy. And here we go. Nice. Okay, so we'll put this to the side, or we can already use dimensionals and adhere it to the card base, which is Pacific Point. So let me use my dimensionals here, and I'm going to put them, I put them on all 4 corners. Then I also put them towards the middle because you don't want it to sink in. And sometimes I'll put like here. Because if not, if you don't put in the middle, it'll sink in. So press them down, get them nice and stuck there. And pull the backings off. Did I get that one? Yes. Pull off all the backings. Sometimes I'm not even sure I pull them off or not. Yeah, you see, I have to check. Okay. And I found that doing it this way, you also get to keep them together and you don't have all those big pieces of, or all those little pieces of dimensionals, which wind up everywhere in my house because they get stuck to the bottom of my shoe or my slipper. I bring them into the bathroom, I bring them into my closet, in my bedroom, everywhere. Okay, so now we adhered this piece over here. Now let's work on the piece that you're going to stamp. So you could use anything, but if you have the free stamp, you get to use the coordinating stamps. Oh, I'm trying to get a piece of scratch paper and it's just stuck there. You get to use a piece of the coordinating, you get to use the coordinating stamps. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is stamp the greeting, because you want to make sure you don't stamp around everything and then you go, whoops, no room for the greeting. So get your greeting on there first. And I'm stamping the greeting with Night of Navy. So you can center that or put it up or down, whatever you want to do. I like centering it. So I'm going to center it here. And there you go, wishing you the very best. Put that to the side. Close this off. I'm not using it anymore. Then the other two colors I'm bringing in are Granny Apple Green and Pacific Point. And if you look at the card, it looks like two different colors. And the thing is, because we're going to be using the stamping off method. So I'm going to start with the Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And start with the outline. So these will go on full strings. Just going to do this because I'm going to be stamping off. Should have added more. What do you call ink to that one? So I'm going to stamp it on the edge. And let me get it on the top also. I'm going to do it on this top here. There we go. There, so this is what it looks like. Now I want to stamp the inside. You see how it's colored in there? But I don't want full strength Granny Apple Green, so just stamp off once and then line it up with your stamp, and it's pretty easy. They line up pretty easy. There you go. Because I didn't want it to be really dark Granny Apple Green on Granny Apple Green. Did not want that. So stamp off and then stamp on. And like I said, they're really easy to line up. Look how beautiful that looks. I just love this look when you have this double stamp. And not only that, that this has, what is it called? It starts with a D, dimensionals or whatever. And yes, Debbie, these colors blend perfectly. You wouldn't think, but they do. So then now I need my berries, and I'm going to use the Pacific Point for this. So I'm done with my leaves, get those out of the way. Full strength Pacific Point. And we're going to add some berries. Okay, so I'm going to add berries right here. And I might even add a berry up here. There you go. And here, I don't want to get it too crowded. So how about here? There we go. And leave that a little bit more open. Then we have the inside part. And like I did with the Granny Apple Green, stamp off and stamp on. So we're going to stamp this one right over here. This was the medium. You have 3 berry sizes. So this was the medium berry. So there, even though you can see the green, it still looks good. I still like it. Okay, stamp off. And we got the large and the little berry here. So we're going to stamp that here. And then we got the medium berry right there. Don't forget to stamp off. It's hard when you're doing this and you forget to stamp off. So there you go. This one, you know, the medium one, because I do have that green, maybe I'll make this one full strength. Full strength, let's see. I don't know. Let's wait till it dries and see if I'm happy with that. If not, oh well. For your kids, I've got a little hair. Pull that hair or fiber off of there. You have 5 cards, so 5 chances to get it right. Or get it the way you want. So I'm going to use, you could use regular glue, adhesive, you could use the seal. I'm just going to use the liquid glue for this one because it was right next to me, centered on that Granny Apple Green circle. Add dimensionals to this. And because it's a big circle, one in the middle. Press down. Remove your backings. There we go. And you know what I could have put? I could have put some ribbon there. I didn't think of that before, but hey. So that one, I put it towards the bottom. This one, I'm going to center it. I don't know why, but I am. I'm going to center it with the words. How about that? Where I, with the greeting, there we go. And, oh, then the inside. Did I put anything on the inside? I did not, but you can take some leftover. Let's do that. Hold on. So that should be 4 inches. And we're going to use this side or the other side. It doesn't matter. And I'll probably use just 1/2 inch, which is around here. There we go. So Do I want it to match exactly with that one, or do I want to put berries? Because I did put berries in the front. You know what? I'm going to put berries because we do have the stamped berries in the front. But then again, we have this one, and that one's more, nope, going for the berries. Go for whatever you want. I know I didn't include this, and I'm sorry, but when you place your order, your $100 order, you'll be able to get this, so do so. And you'll be able to get this all for free, and then you can do this, and you have many ways of putting this together and making a lot of them. There we go. And I can use my stamping seal for this. Whoops. And the stamping seal, I've told you before, you kind of like, not the check like we used to do for the other, for that other adhesive, the fast fuse, just sort up a little. Okay, and center this. And there we go. Is there a sentiment I could use for this? Let me see. So it says, wishing you the very best. You always have a way of making my day. Oh, I like that. So we're going to put that in there too. You always have a way of making my day. And I'm going to do the stamp this with Pacific Point. There we go. Just do some, there you go. When you put it against the white, you see that you're missing something. And this is pretty brave of me stamping directly on something that's already glued, because usually doesn't work out for me. And you know what? I'm going to add some of the stuff from the inside, I mean from the front, coming out like from here. So, just one. Stamp off. And line it up. And some berries. Okay, I'm gonna do that there. Where am, oh, here they go. You know what, let me close this up. Stamp off. Nope, nope, had it the right way. Line them up. Look how cute. I love it. These berries are so awesome. So that way you can just put the day, the greeting, and you don't have to write a lot. So here we have these two. Let me get everything out of the way here. So you have these two, totally different, and I like them both. I might, yeah, you know what? I didn't send them in a kit, but if you have, these are the, these are the dots from the new design, the new in colors. And the blue one, which is supposed to be something else, matches pretty good with this. So, no, too much there. There you go. So I'm just showing you different ways of do things, different ways you can add stuff. If you don't have this, if you just put the regular bling, that should work also. So just, you know, this is your card. You go and make them like you want. Change them. Make them exactly like I have my samples. It's whatever you want, ladies and gents. Let me see if they all fit in here. Yep, a little bit higher there. I want you all to see. So these are a Stamp-A-Stack for January. I hope you like the cards. I hope you make them all. Well, I know you're going to make them all because you have the kits. But, and if you haven't purchased anything yet, order, you have until February 28th. And let me tell you, the designer series paper is going like crazy because people love it. We have so many options for designer series paper in the new Sale-A-Bration. So don't wait till the very end because then it's as supplies last. So I'm glad you like them, Monica. You're very welcome. I'm glad you all like this. This is my purpose. I want you to get creative. I want you to keep stamping even though we're not together. But I want you to stamp together with me on these videos or just stamp on your own. Thank you, Debbie. It was fun having you share this with me. Thank you. I love sharing all of this stuff. I love sharing things I learned from other demonstrators like this one here from Linda Heller. And this one was just, I saw somebody with a layout like this. I love the layout, so I just used that layout and made my own card. So thank you for joining me here at Stamping All Night Long with Wanda Smith. And I hope to see you here again. I will be live again with my technique class, which is the second Saturday of February. Excuse me, let me see if I can get the date. I don't know my dates here. Hold on. It is the, okay, the second Saturday of February, which is February 13th, I'll have my technique class. And, oh, it just got blurry. I don't know if it's just on my side or on your side also. I hope it's just on my side. But anyway, on February 13th is my technique class. I'll try to post something ahead of time, but all of you who know me know I'm a procrastinator and I design at the very last moment because I thrive on that. So anyway, again, Wanda Smith from Stamping All Night Long saying goodbye for now, and I hope to have you watching me again soon. Take care and have a creative day. Bye-bye.